Hey, this is Matthew from NerdNewsToday.com here at the Dark Horse booth at New York Comic Con. Here with Jim Calafiore from Leaving Megalopolis. Is it Megalopolis or Megalopolis? How do I say this title?
It's Megalopolis.
Leaving Megalopolis. It's a Greek word that doesn't really exist, but it sounds really good.
Sounds like a big city. That's all we needed.
It certainly does. Now, this book is a really interesting book. It's almost, in some ways, I want to call it like a zombie horde book, but it's about superheroes. It's a pretty unique title you did with Gail Simone. Can you tell us a little bit about what the book is?
It's a survival horror book. Anything is survival horror. Zombies, Alien is survival horror. The Megalopolis is the safest city in the world because of the superheroes that keep it that way. An event happens, and I won't tell you what the event is, because we haven't told anybody yet either, that all the superheroes are turned into homicidal maniacs. And our main characters in Volume 1, which is this, are the humans just trying to get out of town before they get killed.
Now let's talk about some of the artwork in this book, too. I really enjoyed reading the book. The story itself is great. The artwork really matches up well with it. In terms of the character designs, what was the idea behind those?
Just to have average people, really. I mean, Gail and I had worked together on Secret Six, so we had a good working rapport going. And she had minimal descriptions on the characters, and I could just go with just a couple cues from her. The main character, Mina, the idea was to do someone who was cute, but not comic book attractive, not superhero attractive, not DC Marvel attractive, flowing hair. Just wanted them to look like regular people as best we could.
Now, what about the superheroes? Because there's clearly some sort of aesthetic you guys were going for, a little bit of a kind of a traditional hero look. What was the idea behind that?
Well, we are turning superheroes inside out. The design work, basically, Gail asked for almost nothing in terms of the costumes, only unless she needed something specific. My methodology for designing them was actually I would design the crazy version first. And the crazy ones are their costumes are torn or broken, and they don't worry about bathing too much, so they're a little dirty. And I would design the crazy version first and then sort of retro-construct it to the original good superhero version. And it was just also, there was hopefully an attempt to make it look like more than one person had designed the characters. I didn't want them to look like they were all sort of homogenized. Not everybody had the same collars. But the big thing was to really have fun with when they were crazy.
Now, how would you actually classify this book? Because it is a superhero story, it's a survival story, it's kind of a zombie horror story in some ways. It's a lot of different genres. How do you see this book fitting into the comic realm?
Well, there's no zombies, but it's survival horror that takes a different look at superheroes. Because there's always that question of what superheroes really think. So there's a little bit of that in there, too, when they've gone crazy and they don't have anything governing their actions anymore.
I keep calling it zombie, not because it's a zombie story, but because I guess the hive mentality of the superheroes kind of starts showing, and how they've really kind of flipped, like you said, flipped around how they're acting in some ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of the gimmick there. So now I'm new to this book. Is this an ongoing series, or just a one-time thing?
No, this is Leaving Megalopolis is Volume 1.
Okay.
Volume which Dark Horse published the trade. Volume 2 is a 6-issue miniseries that is out now, published through Dark Horse, and the trade for Volume 2 will be out January 16th. And hopefully we're going to be doing Volume 3 and Volume 4 and keep the stories going. Volume 2 is called Surviving Megalopolis. So this first one's Leaving Megalopolis, Surviving Megalopolis. We're using different gerunds to change the title each time.
I love a man that can use the word gerund in a sentence.
I try.
So, about these next chapters, though, so without spoiling too many things, what are some kind of vague ideas you can tell us about what the future is for these characters and for the world they're living in, that they're trying to survive in?
Well, the main character is Mina, and she has her definite character arc. She's got issues, which we find out most of the issues are some of the issues in the first volume, and dealing with those issues. She's sort of I hate the word loner, but she's a loner. She's a
social outcast, that's for sure.
She's doesn't think she wants to be attached to anybody.
Yeah.
And she ends up with these people around her that are counting on her now suddenly to try and get out of town.
It's a fairly bizarre group of people.
Yes. And in the first volume, they're just trying to get out, and Some do, some don't. I won't say which. The second volume is actually some people trying to come into Megalopolis with an agenda. They're a small group of mercenaries, and some of those regular characters from the first volume are coming back into the city under the guise of being paid to rescue someone. A rich millionaire, his wife, has paid them to go in and rescue him. So that's sort of the main half of the story. The other half is continuing Mina's story as she meets up some old friends and some more crazy superheroes. The third volume is one of the main gists is going to be Mina really accepting her role, coming to grips with being better than she can be.
She really is on that the hero's journey. She's the reluctant hero, doesn't want to be part of this world, doesn't want to be part of what's happening, but she's coming into, I guess, who she is as a person.
Yes, definitely.
A lot of growth happens in the books. I mean, I've only read volume 1. I'm intrigued. I want to keep reading more of them, and I will. So we'll see where it goes. Outside of leaving Megalopolis, what are you working on right now? Are you working on anything with Gale at the moment, or anything on yourself, or just focused on this book?
Well, we're taking a break between miniseries, and I'm working on several creator-owned properties that I can't talk about. And I'm doing covers for various books and whatnot, just keeping busy. I want to concentrate on Megalopolis as much as possible, and then use the spare time, like I said, to work on these other properties.
Well, it's a really cool book. I love the concept, everything about it's been great, and I'm going to definitely check out more of these books, and you guys do the same. Jim, how do we find out more about you? What's your Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff?
Facebook, you can just look me up on Jim Calafiore, and my website is jimcalafiore.com. You just have to make sure to spell it right. Everybody wants to spell it like California with an I for the second A, but it's C-A-L-A.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate your time today.